Alright, so this is a part 2, plasti dipping the Cavalier. We also have the Camaro, which we completely plasti dipped. We didn't film any of it really. But we did that whole thing, knocked it out in about a day, so...
Surprise.
Marsh's gonna talk about his Camaro.
Yeah.
So how do you think it turned out?
Well, honestly, it turned out a lot better than I thought. We used a two-tone black on the top for the roof and the spoiler, and then for the hood too. And then we used gunmetal gray for the rest of the body. And I mean, the car was already dark, so it didn't take a whole terrible amount of plasti dip to do this. The gunmetal gray really performed quite nicely. We only put, what, maybe 4 or 5 coats total on this thing. And there's no streaks in the gray, nothing like that.
Did you run into any problems while you were painting?
Yeah, running out is a problem. If you
I had that problem.
If you guys have a nice car and you want to plasti dip it, don't do what we did. Don't use cans.
Yeah.
Invest in a paint gun and the gallon of
for small parts, like if you just wanted to do a spoiler or just the letters or something like that, it'd be great. But for a whole car, it's just not worth it.
We used cans.
How many cans did you use on your car?
I used 17, I think.
All right, well I used 31 cans.
31 to
and
go from black to
and that's
white.
like $190, I think, which is just ridiculous. It's a stupid waste of money. It looks all right. I mean, there's a couple spots. Like the roof didn't really turn out that great, but you can peel it all off, and the front end of the car has more coats than the back end. But I mean, I'll probably never peel it off just because I'll be peeling off $190.
Speaking of peeling things off, when you do this, when you go to like tape off your windows and your plastic here, if you get it close to that, if you wait for the plasti dip to dry before you take the tape off, you run the risk of tearing the plasti dip off of the edge. So what you want to do is when you're done with your car, before it's totally dry, take that tape and
what I
off.
did with this part, I just put the tape in and I didn't really like cover the crack or whatever. But the second time I bought actual painter's tape and I tucked it in between the seal and the body of the car, and then I ran a card through there, and so I got a nice clean line, and then I ripped it off before it was completely dry. So I mean, all in all, it did a decent job. It's kind of rough in some parts, but it's a good product, I think. Closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts are, again, if you have a nice car, don't use cans. And
fun little project.
it's a pretty good little project. I mean, if you have a car with bad paint and you want it to look nice and you've got some spare time,
It's not worth staying up until 2 in the morning.
No.
yeah, we spent a lot of time doing
A lot of
this
effort.
as fast as we could. A couple days in a row, staying up till 2 a.m. in a garage.
And if you're gonna do
Getting
it,
high on paint fumes, pretty much.
ventilate, use an actual spray gun, and get a good large workspace.
Do it inside, for the
Yeah.
love of God, do it inside. If you do it outside, especially with it warming up like this, you're gonna get bugs, you're gonna get leaves blown into it, all that kind of stuff. Another basic painting tip is when you're painting,
do it.
when you're painting a surface, with a can at least, start spraying here. So the can is spraying and then go across the surface and
Yep.
then end here.
Start off the surface, because if you start on it, you'll get lines where it's thicker than other parts. It
Yeah.
won't be as even.
And then you'll have to redo things, and you'll have to remove the plasti dip and burn a hole through your finger like this. You don't want that. Nice Miata.
Tearing out of here.
And we're just in a random parking lot making this video.
All right, well, that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Stay tuned for more Cavalier Convoy.